Learn how I turn this hair situation into this. My name is Lonnie Horne, and welcome to my Barber Life channel. So we're gonna jump straight into this. I already took my Cocoa clippers, no guard, opened it up all the way, and made my one guideline at the bottom of this first guideline. All right, so now I have my 1.5 on, all the way closed, and knocking that bulk out, and also starting the graduation from that one length fade up. All right, so now I got my one guard on, lever all the way open, and I'm skimming. I call this skimming. I'm literally doing some debulking again, but really getting that graduation going, because I'm gonna come back and close that lever up, and it'll complement what I started right here. And you have to hit those angles, use those corners. You follow these steps, but keep your eye on the results, because you might have to maneuver because you're not getting what you want out of a certain stroke. So here I am right here, close my lever. Actually, no, it's open. You gotta be patient though. You know, right now, I'm not just thinking about that bottom line. I'm really working on the things above that bottom line. Because once I knock that bottom line out, I want everything else to be waiting for it, so it just flows into it. And we got some darker areas around that right corner up high, so I'm definitely putting attention over that way so we don't have a contrast in length from the front to the back. All right, here we go. I'm halfway open, lever's halfway open with my number one guard. And now I'm not going up as high anymore. I'm making that graduation happen. This is how you make that fade look like it's stretched more. And I'm literally using that corner right there because I've done it. I've stroked with it flat against the head and I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. So when you have thicker hair like this, sometimes I have to kind of experiment with different angles of that clipper. And then when I see that it's reacting the way that I want, I know I found the angle for this particular hair type. So you can see right here, I'm definitely going at a diagonal. I don't even know, what would that be? Not a 30 degree. Don't even get me started, but you can see the angle I was going at. All right, so we got this side blended, and we're gonna go ahead and trim the top. And he doesn't want a whole lot off. I'm taking literally about a good 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. Got to make sure to pull that hair really tight. Sometimes I'll do a guideline, so I know scissor enthusiasts are probably gonna be looking at this like, where's the guide? I've done it, but when I have people that I cut often, or I'm just familiar with their hair, I'm more comfortable, I won't necessarily put a guideline in there each time, but it does help. So if you're not at that comfort level, I definitely suggest to make yourself a guideline. And the way you do that is you part the middle of the hair, comb everything over to the right after that part, and then on the opposite side of that part, make another part. So it's almost like a little mohawk you make going down the middle of the hair, the middle of the head. And you cut that to the length you want, comb it all back forward, and then when you pick this hair up the way that I'm grabbing it right now, you'll see the shortest hair from that guideline, and it just makes it easy to even it all out. I'm making them a little more flatter on the top instead of like that round hump. Please like, subscribe, share, mess with me, y'all. Let's grow together. I'm gonna redirect that hair forward, and you can see that I'm now putting a little bit of an angle on the side right there, because I don't want it to look like a total flat top. I want those corners to round off. And now you can see I'm using some of the hair that I cut as a guide for those sides. All right, we're gonna start the lineup. I wanna give them a little bit of an angle right here. So I'm gonna make my first little mark. All right, so me, I'm real big about the cleanliness around the ear. So I'm gonna continue that line and arch up maybe 1/8 to 1/4 inch over the ear. You don't want to go too high because it will definitely look like what we used to call a white wall. We don't want no white walls up on these haircuts. All right, so I'm making my starting point at the temple, getting a little arch on it so I can meet that beard. Go over it a few times and we'll clean it out. And then now I'm gonna make my mark on where I want the beard to fall into that line. Start cleaning some of that out. Use those corners. You gotta use those corners to get that shape that you want, that art. All right, so now I wanna make that taper a lot more defined and even out some of those hairs and make that beard blend in a lot tighter. You make that blend right there look good, it'll set the whole thing off. So I'm doing some clipper over comb right now, kind of make that top blend into that side fade more and get some of those scraggly hairs out of there. So I'm gonna use my thinning shears now. I love these Hanzo's thinning shears. They add a nice texture and they're not abrupt. And that keeps it from looking real choppy. So this really works good around these cowlick areas, especially if you have that client where they get that porcupine thing sticking out. So now we got them set. Gonna put a little product in his hair. My favorite, Suavecito Premium Blends, man. My go-to. I'm serious for every hair texture. I use this stuff. So I'm kind of directing them in a Ford frog type of direction. And this stuff is not greasy when you apply it in thin layers. I really like the way this one came out. I appreciate them letting me shoot. And y'all let me know what you think, man. This is a shadow fade. I know we do a lot of ball fades, but I think these are a nice piece of work.